format. So let's go see number 1. So before I start, I say it's plus, minus, minus, plus, minus, plus. And I see they ask, charge Tom a debtor with interest on his overdue account. You see the word interest doesn't appear there, but the word charge is there, then you know it's interest. Okay, so I know my debtors is going to increase, and the interest on overdue debt is going to increase as well. 184 debtors plus owner's equity plus liability 0. Number 2, now King suppliers charge us with interest. So it's going to swap. It's going to be interest on overdue, creditor, creditors control, 240, 80. Interest is always the owner's equity. It's on the debit side, so it's a minus because this is an expense. Creditors is a liability. It's on the credit side, so it plus. Nothing with assets. Number 3. The owner takes goods with a selling price of 600 and a cost price of 400 for own use. So I know drawings, trading stock. Assets is going to let less because of the stock. Owner's equity less because of the drawings. No liabilities. And I'm going to use the cost price, not the sales price. I hope so far you've got 100%. Ne? Okay. And if you don't, that you see your mistake, so you're going to redo it again to fix it. So number 4, the owner takes goods, we've done that, donate stationery. So it's going to be donations, stationery. Yes.
Then for number 3 by trading stock, even if you wrote merchandise, it's still fine.
It's wrong. Remember, goods, stock, inventory, trading inventory, merchandise is all words that refers to trading stock. And our T account is trading stock. So you must please always use the word trading stock as the formal T account word. Okay. So they tell me it's 450. But now what do I see? Donations is our owner's equity and stationery is our owner's equity. So my owner's equity is a plus minus. Okay. Number 5, Archer is declared insolvent. Ne? Now if you read here they say we receive a final dividend. The moment they say that, I know there's 2 entries. Next, the 2 entries is going to be the first one, I'm going to receive money from my debtor. And the second one, I'm going to bad debt the outstanding debt. And remember the rule, controls are always beneath each other, never across. So you won't have one on the debit side. Okay, please remember these little rules. So they say here we write the balance off, and the balance is 1,300. Now I know debtors control decrease, bad debt increase, which makes my owner's equity less. Now I'm going to have to do a calculation here. Okay, so what calculation will I do? Let me do it the long way for you. I have total debt, which equals what I receive and what I bad debt. My total debt is 100 cents. because we're working with 1 rand. They tell me we received 35 cents, meaning we wrote off 65 cents. Now they tell me I wrote off 1,300 rand. So if I do my UK method, I will have 1,300. I'm going to divide by 65, and what do I want? The 35. And how much is my bank then? How much will I receive? Anybody? 700. And you can go test. So can you see in the end, you can now deduct that your total debt was 2,000. And this was 700. So if I say 2,000 times 35%, you're going to get 700. 2,000 times 65%, you're going to get 1,003. That's how you test that you did it right. Okay. Sharp. So now, bank and debtors are both assets. Any problem so far? I know I'm going fast, so you need to stop me. Number 6. An amount of 14,400 was received from Earbank. Now if I look here, can you see? In other words, I received 14,400. 13 was for the fixed deposit, 1,400 was for the interest. However, the full amount was credited against the fixed deposit. Okay? So, in the fixed deposit is now 14,400. But I only want 13. How will I get the 14 to become 13? I'm going to look, what's the difference? 1,004. So the fixed deposit I'm going to debit with 1,004, and the interest I'm going to credit. This is now the third time we've done exactly the same adjustment. So you have to see this can be a favorite one. So please go look at that, make sure you understand it. So I'm going to debit fixed deposit, credit interest on fixed deposit, 1,004. Another way to do it is I know the 1,004 wasn't shown in the interest, because I showed everything in the fixed deposit. So there's nothing in the interest. So you ask yourself, the interest of 1,004 needs to be shown. Which side is interest on fixed deposit? Oh, interest on fixed deposit is a what? It's an income. So it's a click. So it increases on the credit side. So it means my interest on fixed deposit needs to be credited. Where did they show it wrongfully? In the fixed deposit. So I go opposite and put fixed deposit on the debit side. Okay, now let's do, with writing your plus minuses here at the top, you can literally do any transaction here. So let's see. Fixed deposit is an asset. It's debited, so it will plus. Interest is interest is an income. It's credit, so it will also plus. But now you're asking me that we took it out of the fixed deposit. How can the fixed deposit plus? Because I subtracted too much from the fixed deposit. So I have to add back what I subtracted too much. Is everybody sharp? You look half dead. Are you sharp? Okay. Number 7. The total of the wages column was incorrectly posted to the salary account. So which one is right? Wages or salary? Wages. And where do I show wages? Debit or credit? Debit. So wages will go debit, salary will go credit. The amount is 25. Both is expenses. So my owner's equity is going to plus and minus. Can someone quickly tell me what's the difference between a wage and a salary? Yes. That's it. Let's quickly, I think it's the other way around. Salaries is a fixed amount that you get every month. Wages is being paid to you per hour that you work. And usually you have your normal time, which is 40 hours a week, and overtime, anything that you work more than the 40 hours. And usually for overtime you get paid a little bit more than your normal time. So they have to calculate how many hours you worked, and usually you get paid wages can be paid monthly, but in most cases it's paid weekly. Okay, and in the old days, a lot of people earning wages weren't necessarily people who had bank accounts, so then wages was paid cash. But these days, most people have bank accounts. I hope all of you have a bank account. Yeah.
So wages, when you said working for the hours, you mean like for the week?
Yeah. But a week is 7 days, ne? So, but your norm time is 40 hours. So that is why you will see that people working, for instance, in Checkers, if they work the Sunday, they don't work the Monday, because they want them to work 40 hours. So they work shifts of 40 hours over the 7 days. So somewhere they're going to have free time. The reason they do that is because overtime is more expensive. So they don't want to pay people overtime. They'd rather employ someone extra and pay normal time. Because now the job creation is also more. Okay, let's go on to number 8. The cost of delivering goods, ne, to ABC. Are we ABC? They don't tell us. So we assume that we are ABC, ne? Yeah, because all the other things they talk about, they charge ABC traders, meaning we are ABC traders. Okay. So now, the cost of delivering goods to ABC traders. Where do I show it if stuff is delivered to me? I show it in the T account of that which was delivered. So what is goods? Trading stock. So can you see trading stock will be debit, and whatever, if I paid it, bank would be credit, or if I did it on credit, creditor's control would be credit. But what did we do? We entered it in delivery charges. Do we have a delivery charges T account? No, you're not supposed to have one. Okay? If there is a delivery charges, it would be if we deliver to clients. Right? Okay. So, which is the right one? The trading stock. So let's put it in the right place, which is debit, and delivery will credit with 280. Trading stock is an asset on the debit side. Delivery is the expense. Now look what's going to happen here. Delivery is the expense, but it's on the credit side, meaning it's going to plus. Why is that? Because what did we do when we showed it as a delivery expense? We showed it as an expense that makes my profit less. But is it an expense? No, it's not. So I need to add it back, ne? Because it's not supposed to be an expense. Is everybody sharp?
No.
So in other words, let's say I made a profit of 1,000 rand. Or let's say before expenses I had a profit of 1,000. Now I say, okay, I had a delivery cost of 200. Ne? Now it looks like my profit is 800. Now I tell you, oh, that delivery cost, we showed it as an expense, but actually we were supposed to add it to the trading stock. And trading stock is an asset. So in other words, we wrongfully deducted it here, meaning now we need to add it back because it's not actually a loss for my business. Because what am I actually doing? I'm going to add that 200 to my trading stock. So it makes the cost of my stock more, meaning I'm going to charge my clients more because I'm going to use that as part of the price of the product. Does that make sense to you? I'm always so glad when you guys say yes, but then I'm always thinking, do you really get it? Do you?
So with like, I don't know, like carriage and sales.
So instead of using the word carriage on sales, they use the word delivery cost. It's the same thing. Okay, so you can make a note for yourself. Delivery costs here, ne? Delivery charges. It's the same as carriage on sales. It's the same thing. Okay. A EFT of 800 Rand was made for tires for the delivery van. Now, didn't the delivery van have any tires so far? Do you have a delivery van without tires? No, obviously he had tires. So can you see you're only replacing the tires. So is this repairs or is this a vehicle? It's only a repair. Ne? So in other words, we by accident showed it as a vehicle. Ne? What should it be? Repairs. And will I debit or credit repairs? Let's quickly think. If I say to you, repair vehicles, cash, ne? And I had to do a AOL. What would I debit? What would I credit? I would debit repairs and I would credit bank because I did it cash, you see. But what did I do? I didn't show it as repairs. I showed it as vehicle. Can you see? I showed it vehicle bank. And that's wrong. So what do I need to do? I need to go cancel vehicles because nothing happened to the asset vehicle and debit repairs. You see? So I need to make that entry. So I'm going to debit repairs, credit vehicles. It feels like I'm talking to the walls. Okay, now what do I see? Now I need to use my plus minuses there on the top. So I'm going to see. Okay, repairs is an expense. Owner's equity, debit, so it's a minus. Vehicles is an asset, credit side, minus. Everybody happy? I'm so happy you are happy, but I do not trust you're happy. I think some of you didn't